Good morning. It's Sunday. What did you learn this week? On Monday, I got to share a story about the idea of using coupling in root cause analysis, where we need to think through how things interact to cause other things. That way we can see potential problems in processes and materials or in the environment rather than just blaming people for not following the work instructions. I think the key lesson, though, was that leaders really need to focus first on the failure of the process rather than the failure of the person. And of course, leaders are responsible for the processes. So if we ask, how did I fail in designing the process or providing support, that'll put us in the right frame of mind for finding the ultimate root cause a little better. On Tuesday, I shared some upcoming events, so I hope you'll listen in to some podcasts that I'm on. I hope you'll register for an online summit I'm speaking in, join me for an online problem-solving workshop that I'm doing with Lean Frontiers, and register for my webinar series on culture change that starts in November. On Wednesday, we focused on the team-building nature of tiered leadership. The key lesson, we need leaders to be a team. We need leaders to be team members and work together in those teams to achieve the goals of the organization. Now on Thursday, we got a little lesson in Japanese, learning about Genchi Genbutsu and the purposes of doing a Gemba walk. The key lesson, focus on relationship building in addition to whatever purpose you have behind your Gemba walk. Then on Friday, I encouraged you to think differently about how to use training within industry. The key lesson is that training within industry is aimed at teaching supervisors how to be better supervisors. It's not just a process for teaching employees a new task. Yesterday was a travel update, but what I really learned yesterday involved this large tree in my backyard. Now, it has a zillion little leaves on it and gets into everything, including the dog's fur, and therefore into the house. And it's driven my wife crazy for about 7 years. So it was about 40 feet tall and about as wide at the top. The trunk, 22 inches in diameter. It's only about 8 feet from the house. The branches were constantly in contact with the roof, and of course that bugged my Terminix guy. Yesterday, after we took down the above ground pool for the winter, I grabbed the chainsaw, screwed up my courage, and we cut down that tree. Now I'm pretty good with a chainsaw, but this was pretty risky being so close to the house. I had to make it fall just right in the right direction. And if it didn't, but since it didn't fall on the house, it didn't break the fence or anything, I'm glad those lessons that I learned from my grandfather, my father, my uncles, and my older brothers all paid off. It'll take a couple of days to get it fully disposed of, but I'm learning about all this wonderful new pain in my back and shoulders and arms from that chainsaw and lifting all this stuff and carrying it around. All right, so coming up this week, we're going to get some deeper dives into problem-solving Gemba walks, into executive team building and huddles, into standardized work, hopefully for some fun, measuring productivity in effective ways, and specific things about critical thinking. So I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.